Tobago teachers left behind. TITL launches 2026 STEAM camp to empower youth. And driver licensing system set for major overhaul. Good evening, I am Renessa Ortiz and you're locked into Tobago Updates Television News for Thursday, 19th March 2026. Now to our top story. Tobago's educators will have to wait at least another month to see the new salary scales promised to all teachers as their colleagues in Trinidad receive their new remuneration. While the teachers across the Sister Isle are set to receive adjusted pay in their March salaries, those in Tobago are being told the local system simply wasn't ready in time. Joel Green George has the details.
Teachers across Trinidad and Tobago have been waiting for salary adjustments since April 2025. While the wait ends this month for many, the Division of Education, Skills and Innovation confirms that Tobago's educators are being left behind in the March pay cycle. Tutor President Crystal Ash says the information from the Chief Personnel Officer reached the division too late for processing.
So our brothers and sisters in Tobago have to wait yet a longer period of time to receive what is justly theirs. Tutor does not see this as being something that should have happened. We want to ensure that there is equity across the board. All our teachers are teachers of one country, Trinidad and Tobago, and we would want to see our brothers and sisters in receipt of this money in a timely manner.
The delay affects hundreds of primary and secondary school teachers. Ash is calling for an immediate intervention to provide the division with the necessary resources to bridge the gap.
So we are asking the Ministry of Finance, do what you need to do, give the Division of Education the necessary personnel, the necessary resources, double up on your hours, let our teachers in Tobago receive their money in a timely manner. Let them receive it now.
Responding to the concerns, Education Secretary Orlando Kerr says the delay is not intentional. He points to the island's reliance on manual data entry as the primary hurdle.
Unfortunately, our systems are manual, and therefore, in order for us to be able to deliver this to our teachers, we require a little more time. And we have committed that at the end of April, we will be able to give the teachers their salary for April, in addition to the arrears for March that they were supposed to receive at the end of this month.
Kerr confirms that March salaries were already calculated before the new data could be integrated. He notes that the division is now looking at ways to modernize the payroll process to prevent future backlogs.
We are also, let me just say that we are working on our systems to ensure that we will be able to process these things at a faster rate. Right, so we have been proactive. I have asked the administrator for us to look at our systems and see where we need to make improvements, and we will be doing that shortly, so that things such as this will not continue to recur in Tobago.
For now, Tobago teachers are expected to receive their new April salary along with the arrears for March at the end of the next month. Joel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
Earlier today, the Tobago Information Technology Limited hosted the official press launch for its 2026 STEAM Camp program, unveiling plans to expand opportunities for young people. The initiative aims to equip students with critical digital, creative, and problem-solving skills needed to thrive in an increasingly technology-driven and innovation-focused world. Here are the details.
Ian Williams, CEO of Tobago Information Technology Limited, highlighted that the STEM program began with just 3 disciplines but carried a bigger mission than drones, coding, and robotics. It aimed to shift mindsets, rejecting the idea that small islands must follow. Instead, Tobago is proving it can lead, innovate, and develop talent for the global stage.
We started this STEM program with only 3 disciplines. It was more than just coding, the drones and the robotics. It was about a challenge and changing the current narrative. A narrative that said, small islands must follow, but we here said no to that. We said Tobago will lead, create, innovate, and eventually export talent to the world.
Williams emphasized at the same time the initiative is boosting confidence, inspiring curiosity, and creating a pipeline of digital leaders in Tobago. This year, the focus shifts from impact to expansion, targeting 350 participants across different age groups, with a smarter, deeper approach aligned to global trends and the evolving digital economy.
All of this while also igniting confidence, sparking curiosity, and building a pipeline of digital leaders for Tobago. Scaling this vision. This year, we move from impact to scale with a bold target, and get this, of 350 participants this year alone across multiple age groups. The aim is not just bigger, it is smarter, deeper, and more aligned to the future economy in line with the global trends and happenings.
Orlando Kerr, Secretary of the Division of Education, Skills and Innovation, emphasized that as the world advances rapidly, technology is now part of nearly every aspect of life. He noted that programs like this are vital, giving students the chance to explore their ideas, take initiative, and actively engage with technology in meaningful ways.
Well, it is extremely important for students because the world is moving at a very fast rate with technology. Technology is encompassing every single thing that you do now. And therefore, for this generation, I think it's extremely important for them to participate in a camp such as this, where they can use their own initiatives and ideas and so on, and bring it to the fore and actually learn to interact with the technology. So it is extremely important for them.
Overall, the initiative highlights the critical need to equip young people with the skills and mindset to thrive in a technological-driven world, ensuring they are not only prepared to keep pace with global change, but are empowered to shape and lead the future. This is Aaliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
A sweeping overhaul of Trinidad and Tobago's driver licensing system is in progress as authorities move to address corruption risks, outdated testing methods, and concerns about unsafe drivers on the nation's roads. Transport Commissioner Clive Clark, speaking before a joint select committee examining traffic management, admitted that long-standing gaps in the system have raised doubts about whether current procedures are producing competent motorists. Here are the details.
Transport Commissioner Clive Clark, speaking before a joint select committee, highlighted several reforms are already being rolled out, including closer monitoring of permit issuance and driver testing. A major focus has been long criticized written regulation exam, which has now been updated after remaining largely unchanged for years.
I must say, at the licensing division, we have implemented significant systems to allow us to monitor the current situation or the current method of issuing driver's license. I want to use that term. We have also implemented modern systems and change in the curriculum for in terms of issuing driver's license.
However, Clark acknowledged that challenges persist, particularly inconsistent grading practices and excessive discretion in the testing process. To address these concerns, the licensing division is transitioning to a fully digital testing platform. The move is expected to minimize human interference, standardize assessments, and strengthen the credibility of the system.
We continue, however, to face challenge with the subjectivity of the officers having access to your exam. In other words, I have to correct that exam. So therefore, we are not certain 100%. We don't have the tools to check whether that exam, and I'm saying this as the Transport Commissioner because I'm a bit concerned with it. My job is to fix it. Is truly marked.
Attention is also being placed on private driving schools, with officials noting that uneven training standards may be contributing to poor driving habits. Regulations for these schools are currently being considered pending policy direction as part of broader efforts to modernize traffic management and restore public confidence. This is Aaliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
Up next, THA Disability Employment Mandate.
Trinidad, Tobago, and abroad, your chance to drive away in a brand new SUV is still on. The BHS Centennial Raffle has been extended to Thursday, 30th April 2026. And that's not all. Prizes include travel for two to Miami and Curacao, Tobago staycation, iPhones, computers, smart TVs, and more. Tickets still only $100. Get yours at selected outlets or at islandetickets.com. Details at bishopstobago100.com/raffle.
We get ready as the Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council brings to you their Easter Sport and Family Day. On Monday, 6th April, Easter Monday, we transform the Mount Pleasant recreational grounds. We kick off with track and field events, novelty races, Easter bonnet competition, the Greasy Pole Challenge, and the highly anticipated William Woods Premier Goat Racing Classic. Huge prizes to be won, and we can't forget the Kids Corner with rides and bouncy castles. At 7 p.m., it's an after party and a stage show by popular artists and DJs. Grounds tickets cost $60 for adults and $30 for kids 5 to 12 years. Pavilion tickets cost $100 and children under 5 years are free. So register early for races. Check out Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council on Facebook. 474-4661. 474-4661 for more details. Live performance by the 2026 National Calypso Monarch Queen, Terry Lyons.
I need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing.
Hop, hop, hip hooray, Easter money's on its way. Some bunny's getting a great rate today. Looking for a rate that's bright and sunny? Hop on down for some Easter money. 1% interest through and through, because we see you at BCU. Apply for a 1% Easter loan and let's hatch something great together. Hop, hop, hip hooray, Easter money's on its way.
Thank you for staying with us. As the world prepares to observe World Down Syndrome Day this Saturday, the Tobago House of Assembly is facing renewed pressure to fulfill a 3-year-old promise. Secretary for Community Development and Social Protection Ian Pollard says it is time to move beyond discussion and into active hiring for the differently abled community. Joel Green George has the details.
The mandate came from the Chief Secretary's office back in 2023. Every division in the THA must open its doors to employees with disabilities. Yet, 3 years later, the transition from policy to the payroll remains inconsistent. Secretary Ian Pollard admits that while some progress was made at the legislature, the initiative stalled across other sectors.
But I'm going to advocate from tomorrow morning that those of us who hasn't hired anyone with disabilities will make it a mandate to make it possible that we could hire persons with disabilities in each division. My division being social protection, I will see how much I could take on once they have the ability and the capabilities.
This advocacy arrives as the global community marks World Down Syndrome Day under the 2026 theme, Together Against Loneliness. For many in Tobago, that loneliness is tied to economic exclusion. Pollard suggests that flexibility is the key to integration, proposing modified schedules to accommodate new hires.
And we even talk about shortened work hours, so they don't have to work full 8 hours. Just giving them a 4-hour work day, and then we can move on from this.
But the road to inclusion faces a fiscal reality. The division is currently drafting estimates for the 2026-2027 cycle, grappling with 130 existing vacancies. While the 2026 national budget allocated over $2.9 billion to the THA, local officials say financial constraints still limit how many spots they can actually fill.
But clearly, once we could take on persons who are differently abled, that we were going to see if we could take on more than one. But like I say, it's all discussion. And once they could fit in, we could create a space for them. But we are willing to take on as much as we could take on.
Despite the promise to bring this pressing matter to the THA's Executive Council meeting that took place earlier today, Secretary Ricky Jofield has confirmed it has not yet been discussed. However, for the hundreds of Tobagonians currently seeking work in a tightening labor market, these discussions need to become contracts. For Tobago Updates Television News, I'm Jewel Green George.
Earlier today, the Division of Environment, Climate Resilience and Energy, led by Assembly Member Darren Henry, hosted a cleanup event in honor of the Main Ridge Forest's 250th anniversary. This milestone marks a significant moment in Tobago's environmental history, recognizing the Main Ridge as one of the oldest protected forests in the Western Hemisphere. The committee's activities aim to raise public awareness about the ecological, cultural, and historical importance of this natural treasure. Attendees were treated to guided walks, educational exhibits, and interactive sessions highlighting conservation efforts and sustainable practices that have preserved the forest for over centuries. Assembly Member Henry emphasized the need for continued stewardship, urging the community to embrace their role in protecting the forest for future generations. This initiative underscores Tobago's commitment to environmental sustainability and celebrates the Main Ridge not only as a natural landmark, but as a living legacy that connects the island's past, present, and future. In an effort to cut Tobago's food import bill, the Unemployment Relief Program Agricultural Unit has launched a major cassava production drive. Over the past 2 weeks, teams in the Rossborough district have planted more than 10,000 mixed crops centering on a high-yield cassava pilot project. Joel Green George has the details.
The hills of Roxborough are alive with activity as the URP Agriculture Unit moves to bolster the island's food security. The mission is clear: reduce dependence on imported staples. Leading the charge is Roland Murray, Assistant Regional Supervisor. He says the current focus is on a specialized cassava variety sourced from a national award winner in Trinidad.
I got these sticks from Shagwanas, from the Shakuna Gold Medal awardee in 2022, Mr. Ramdeo Bundu. We are doing this as a sort of a pilot project today that we could extend to different places.
This pilot isn't just about planting, it's about multiplication. The unit plans to establish similar hubs in the north and west of Tobago.
Under this production, when they develop, we will transfer the sticks so we could end up like about 10,000 pieces to transport to our next area.
Beyond the fields, the URP is targeting the commercial sector by offering cassava in bulk parcels ranging from 5 to 20 pounds. They aim to supply local restaurants and vendors directly.
So their plans, they want to expand this project and of course making several value-added products from whatever they plant.
Division Secretary Natisha Charles Panton joined the farmers, emphasizing the shift toward agro-processing and value-added products like cassava flour and frozen packs.
We will be having like 5-pound parcel, 10-pound parcel, and 20-pound parcel. So people with restaurants, vendors could come to URP, collect the cassava, and do what they had to do with it.
So
with 10,000 crops already in the ground, the URP is betting big on local soil to supply the tourism sector and to feed the nation. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
The news will continue in a moment, but why wait? You can follow every story, every update, all the time. Join the conversation and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. Don't miss a beat, we'll be right back.
Coming up, another show-stopping performance from the Republic Bank Exodus Steel Orchestra as Antigua and Barbuda got ready for its own fiesta of color and energy. New ideas for Tobago tourism delivered at the Youth Congress. This highly rated property fits in perfectly with the vacation offerings of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the future of travel was laid out. It's all next on this station.
Baby, when you whine on me. Somebody get the phone, go to the telephone. I get wet. I get wet. I get wet. I'm looking all through the party. I hope I find you there.
Trinidad, Tobago, and abroad, your chance to drive away in a brand new SUV is still on. The BHS Centennial Raffle has been extended to Thursday, 30th April 2026. And that's not all. Prizes include travel for two to Miami and Curacao, Tobago staycation, iPhones, computers, smart TVs, and more. Tickets still only $100. Get yours at selected outlets or at islandetickets.com. Details at bishopstobago100.com/raffle.
We get ready as the Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council brings to you their Easter Sport and Family Day. On Monday, 6th April, Easter Monday, we transform the Mount Pleasant recreational grounds. We kick off with track and field events, novelty races, Easter bonnet competition, the Greasy Pole Challenge, and the highly anticipated William Woods Premier Goat Racing Classic. Huge prizes to be won, and we can't forget the Kids Corner with rides and bouncy castles. At 7 p.m., it's an after party and a stage show by popular artists and DJs. Grounds tickets cost $60 for adults and $30 for kids 5 to 12 years. Pavilion tickets cost $100 and children under 5 years are free. So register early for races. Check out Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council on Facebook. 474-4661. 474-4661 for more details. Live performance by the 2026 National Calypso Monarch Queen, Terry Lyons.
Need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing.
Welcome back. The TFA Premier Division continued in exciting fashion last evening with a doubleheader at the Dwight York Stadium as fans were treated to an entertaining opening clash between Georgia FC and Wim Leeds United. Georgia FC delivered a commanding performance, securing a convincing 4-1 victory to set the tone for the night. From the opening whistle, Georgia FC showed intent, pressing high and controlling possession, which quickly translated into attacking opportunities. Their efforts paid off early with a well-worked goal that unsettled Wim Leeds United's defense. Despite attempts to respond, Wim Leeds struggled to contain Georgia's fluid attacking play. Georgia FC capitalized on defensive lapses, adding to their tally before halftime to take a comfortable lead into the break. In the second half, Wim Leeds United showed some resilience and managed to pull one goal back, offering a brief spark of hope. However, Georgia FC remained composed and quickly restored their dominance, adding another goal to seal the result. The 4-1 win highlights Georgia FC's strong form and attacking depth as the league competition intensifies, while Wim Leeds United will be looking to regroup ahead of their next fixture. The Division of Housing, Settlements and Public Utilities under the leadership of Secretary Ricky Jofield is making significant strides in addressing the island's housing needs. 2 major housing developments are currently underway, one at Riseland and another at Adventure, promising to provide modern and affordable living spaces for residents. Here are the details.
The Division of Housing, Settlements and Public Utilities, led by Secretary Ricky Jofield, is advancing 2 housing projects at Riseland and Adventure. Both developments follow an 18-month timeline with structured oversight, reporting and implementation frameworks, and were procured through competitive, transparent process to ensure timely, accountable delivery.
Each project is structured within an 18-month delivery period. Supported and established implementation schedules, reporting framework, and oversight mechanisms to ensure timely and accountable execution. Importantly, both developments were procured through comprehensive process, with multiple submissions being received and evaluated in accordance with the established public procurement procedure.
The developments will feature a mix of family homes, apartment complexes and duplexes, totaling 250 residential units. Jofield also shared details on the overall cost of both projects, highlighting the government's investment in providing quality, affordable housing options for the island's growing population.
Okay, so the first development, which I'll touch on, is a Horizon housing development located at Camby. The awarded contract for that development is $141,095,547 VAT inclusive. Development, which is the Adventure housing development, the contract price is $139,197,000 VAT inclusive.
With these projects, the Division of Housing, Settlements and Public Utilities demonstrates a strong commitment to delivering modern, affordable and well-planned housing. Through careful planning, transparent procurement and robust oversight, residents can look forward to safe, vibrant communities that meet the island's growing housing needs. This is Aaliyah Balgobin reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
As the holy month of Ramadan ends, Muslims in Tobago and across the globe are preparing for the sighting of the moon to signal the festive celebration of Eid al-Fitr. But for many, this year's observation is marked by a somber awareness of rising tensions in the Middle East. Joel Green George reports on how the local community is finding spiritual strength amidst global uncertainty.
In the quiet corners of Crown Point, the masjid remains a sanctuary of peace. This year, however, the prayers for local worshippers carry a heavier weight as conflict in the Middle East continues to dominate the headlines. Recent data indicates that the United Arab Emirates remains a critical hub for regional stability, even as global air travel faces periodic disruptions. For Yusuf Diab, the Imam of Crown Point Masjid, who is currently in the UAE, the geopolitical climate is seen as a spiritual calling rather than a deterrent.
It's not that it's unfortunate, because to be honest with you, we as Muslims look at everything as a test from Allah, from God Almighty. And this is one of those many tests. Again, it's a test to see how will we persevere, will we have patience in this time, will we return to God Almighty?
While the world watches military movements, the local community is using the final nights of Ramadan to engage in tahajjud, or late-night prayers.
We have an additional extra prayer that we pray at 12 a.m. in the morning. So 12 a.m. you see Muslims coming out from all over the country, forsaking their beds, forsaking their sleep and their comfort zones, and coming out and praying, until 1, 2 in the morning, which is really, it's a remarkable discipline.
That discipline is the foundation for the upcoming Eid celebrations. Beyond the traditional festivities, the goal is a permanent shift in character, moving from digital overstimulation toward a grounded humanitarian focus.
we consider this a school. And for these last 10 days, what we're trying to do now is build that discipline, build that character. So we emerge at the end of Ramadan better than we were when we entered Ramadan.
Tomorrow, March 20th, if the moon is sighted, Tobago will join the global community in celebrating Eid al-Fitr. Representing 0.5% of the island's population, Tobago's Muslim community will mark the end of the holy month with prayers and acts of charity. Both the sea and airports are expecting a holiday influx as families travel to reunite for the festivities. As the moon sighting signals the end of the fast, the message from leadership is clear. The true struggle is not one of weapons, but of the self. For Tobago Updates Television News, I'm Jewel Green George.
The weather report when we return.
I think part of the problem we have, and this is not unique to cardiology, but this concept of checkup is going for review. So for example, women are probably better at, they have the mammogram, they have the pap smear, an older patient may have a schedule with a healthcare clinic. So a lot of people in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s don't think of our healthcare as being part of a proactive thing. So they're waiting for something to happen, then go to the doctor.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Trinidad, Tobago and abroad, your chance to drive away in a brand new SUV is still on. The BHS Centennial Raffle has been extended to Thursday 30th April 2026. And that's not all. Prizes include travel for two to Miami and Curacao, Tobago staycation, iPhones, computers, smart TVs and more. Tickets still only $100. Get yours at selected outlets or at islandetickets.com. Details at bishopstobago100.com/raffle.
Tobago, it's Carnival. The vibe, the event space, formerly known as Shade, for the court Tobago, says, let's celebrate Carnival. Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday, starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival week, and pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser, allowed. Top DJ and artists passing through every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612 or email iwamg@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum, it's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is Carnival.
We get ready as the Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council brings to you their Easter Sport and Family Day. On Monday, 6th April, Easter Monday, we transform the Mount Pleasant recreational grounds. We kick off with track and field events, novelty races, Easter bonnet competition, the Greasy Pole Challenge, and the highly anticipated William Woods Premier Goat Racing Classic. Huge prizes to be won, and we can't forget the Kids Corner with rides and bouncy castles. At 7 p.m., it's an after party and stage show by popular artists and DJs. Grounds tickets cost $60 for adults and $30 for kids 5 to 12 years. Pavilion tickets cost $100 and children under 5 years are free. So register early for races. Check out Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council on Facebook. 474-4661. 474-4661 for more details. Live performance by the 2026 National Calypso Monarch Queen, Terry Lyons.
Need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing.
The Ministry of Transport is cracking down on unregistered electric scooters and motorcycles. Officials say many people are using these vehicles without license plates or permits. Under the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, electric scooters are considered motor vehicles. This means they must be registered to be legal on the nation's roads. Drivers must also hold a valid driving permit for that specific class of vehicle. It is currently an offense to use or permit the use of an unregistered motor vehicle. The ministry warns that anyone breaking these laws faces enforcement action. However, the licensing authority can refuse registration for some models based on safety concerns. The government says these rules are necessary to ensure public safety on the roadways. Road users are urged to comply with all legal requirements immediately. For more information, visit the Ministry of Transport's official website. Now for a look at the weather update from the TNT Met Office. Tonight will be generally fair and cool with the risk of brief isolated showers. The minimum temperature is forecast to be around 22 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 23 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Tomorrow will be generally sunny and dry with only a low chance of the odd isolated shower. Nighttime will be generally fair apart from the odd isolated shower. The maximum temperature tomorrow is expected to reach around 32 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 30 degrees Celsius at Crown Point. Seas will be moderate with waves between 2 and 2.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter and occasionally choppy in sheltered areas. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:10 and sunset at 6:16. And that's all the time we have for tonight's Tobago Updates news. Have a great long weekend and let's recap the headlines. Tobago teachers left behind. TITL launches 2026 STEM camp to empower students. And the driver's licensing system set for major overhaul.